system in place to keep us in chains. By show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise, we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome, everybody, to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How the fuck is everybody today on this Monday, December 7th of the horrible year that has been 2020? Whew. You know, we're about 18 days away from Christmas, 24 days away from the end of the year, and 4 days away from the Toys for Tots virtual concert. That's coming up on this Friday, 6 p.m. East, 3 p.m. West. I am stoked, and I hope you guys are as well. It's going to be amazing. 12 bands, 10 comedians, and my beautiful face. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. Hopefully we raise some money for Toys for Tots and give some kids that have had, shitty years, this year a good Christmas. That's the whole idea, right? So anyway, y'all like my new merch? Look at this shit. It's pretty cool, right? Just says suck it. That's it. Go there. Where is that? There. Go there and get yourself a suck it, hoodie. It's comfy. It's cozy. So it's on sale, $26 right now. So go get that. This amazing, really cool Suck It hoodie. But anyway, enough plugging, because tonight we're going to have some fun. That's right. We're going to have some fun tonight. Because tonight I have with me an amazing guest. A guest that's had me on her show before, so we had some fun there. But tonight we're doing things my way. And we're going to have some fun with that. So, not only is she a fitness model, not only is she an actress, but she's also a TV show host, like I said before. So let's just get right to it, and let's have some fun with her, because that's what we do here. So without any further ado, please welcome Miss Terri Marie.
Hi, everybody. I'm here in California, shut down again.
You are not the only one. Like I said earlier, I mean, it's the same way here, and I'm fearing the worst, that it's going to happen, something else. You never know what's going to happen next.
Well, I just get frustrated because, I also I work in medical also.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm kind of ADD, so I kind of do a lot of stuff. But anyway, I work with, a lot of physicians, and there's just some of the crazy stuff just doesn't make any sense. Garcetti's got this new thing where you're not supposed to be walking down the street unless you've got something essential to do. How are they going to know what's essential and what's not essential? And it just, I don't know. I feel like they took a crayon and just wrote a bunch of crap out there. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, wear masks, wash your hands, try to social distance, but this stuff that, like, you're not supposed to be on a bike or walking, or like, I don't know. I just doesn't get it.
Yeah, I heard about that in California, where you're not allowed to leave the house unless it's essential. It's like, that's weird. So, like, are they going to pull everybody over and say, "What are you doing?"
No, the police pretty much have said they're not going to enforce it because they have better things to do. Because it gets to a point. Okay, look, I'm all about. We know the virus is dangerous. I've had some friends that have had it, and they've gotten the sniffles, and that's why it's so weird, because they don't get, some people get really, really sick and end up in the hospital, and then some people just kind of have sniffles, and, I've had friends that have friends, not me personally, that have friends who have died in their 40s from this, that were healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky. Like, my personal friends that have got it have all had very, very, very mild symptoms.
Yeah. I mean, I know of a Broadway actor that was in his 40s, healthy as can be, somebody who ran, 4 or 5 miles a day, just had a baby, you know, got it, and then a week later he's dead. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's so unpredictable. So I kind of get, you know, the extremities, you know, the extreme-ofness of it all. But at the same time, it's like, you know, okay, yes, mandate masks, mandate social distancing. I get all that. But then, like, you know, other stuff like that, it's just like, you know, kind of use your own judgment. I mean, I don't want to see anybody dying. And at the same time, you never know what's going to happen. But at the same time, it's like, I want to go outside again.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Okay, so we need to be treated like adults, because when you start treating people like children, that's when you're going to have rebellion. So they're kind of, it is a psychological thing, because if you start pushing people that you can't do things like go outside, they're going to rebel. I mean, this is the United States, because it just doesn't make any sense. So I think that they're almost making it worse, that some people that normally wouldn't rebel, and this is just my philosophy, some people that normally wouldn't rebel are rebelling more because they're being told what to do. And it's just kind of that, like, this is dumb. So, I mean, that's just my personal feeling, because I think it's really ridiculous that they're saying you can't walk around. The police in LA are saying we're not going to enforce this because we got better things to do, because they do. So, you know, it's just a big mess here.
Yeah.
And then you've got everybody going to Walmart and Target, and they're all like stuck up to each other. But then the restaurant owners are disgusted because they spent $30,000 building these big tents, you know, trying to keep people social distancing. But then everybody's in Target and Walmart, and like, it's frustrating for them.
Yeah, it's so, there's so much hypocrisy, so much, you know, contradictiveness out there. That's not a word, but contradictive people out there. That's a better word. But it's like, you just can't. And plus, this whole thing is turned into a fucking political issue.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, it's not a political issue, people. It's people's lives. You know, you know, I understand that, you know, the right side saying, hey, you know, we're okay, and the left side saying, hey, we're not. But does it really need to be like that? Can't we just all get together and say, hey, people are dying. I don't care anything else. Can't we just like shake hands bump elbows and move on with our lives? And that's what's pissing me off the most.
Well, the politicians made it political. So, and they made it political from the beginning.
Oh, absolutely.
And it doesn't matter if you like Trump or if you don't. I don't really want to get into it, because it's whatever. It doesn't matter if you like Trump or hate Trump. They made it all about Trump, and it shouldn't have been that way. It should have been about the virus and working together. Now, I had a friend of mine who said that she was in Mexico. I can't remember what part of Mexico she was, but she said everywhere that she went, they had her walk through stuff and they sprayed her down. They made her wash her hands. They took her temperature. Why can't we do stuff like that? This is America. Why aren't we doing stuff like Mexico?
Well, because
that, to me,
that's what
drives me nuts.
So what some people would say to that is, well, you're infringing on my personal freedoms by doing that.
By spraying you down?
Yeah,
well, then,
I'm saying that's what some people would say. I'm not saying everybody would say that, but I'm saying that's what some people would say. I mean, I'm looking at, you know, so I'm a big music guy. One of the, you know, 75% of the guests on my show are music. So I follow the music world hardcore. And over the last week, I have seen a ridiculous amounts of concerts and tours being announced for Europe and Russia, who all have, you know, way, way less infection rates and way, way less, you know, death rates. And it's like, why are we not learning from other countries? Why do we have to do our own thing? Why are we, you know, there's now places, you know, across the pond that are opening back up. And, you know, we only have 4% of the world's population, but yet we can't get this contained. But over there in Europe, where it's much fucking larger, much more countries and much more, you know, contained, and they got it figured out. What happened? Where did we go wrong?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I think, again, it just became too political. And then, you know, people just, I don't know, wanted to rebel this way or that way. And I don't know. It just became a big mess. And it's just, I just wish people could just be logical about everything. And then our governor here in California goes to the French Laundry and then tells everybody else that he can't go out. So you have that behavior too with leadership. So if you've got leadership doing these things which they're not supposed to be doing, then who's going to listen to them? Because then you're like, oh, well, you know, you're a hypocrite, because they are. So that feeds into the problem too. I mean, if they're going to make these rules, they got to follow them. you know, and then, you know, Newsom kept his winery open. So a lot of people, you know, are, again, too, you got to understand that people's lives are being affected either by the virus or by their businesses being shut down.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, what's the answer? I mean, it's like shut down the whole economy and then people lose everything. They lose everything that they work for. I mean, me being in the fitness world, like gyms closing down, that's just, you know.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. I mean, I'm fine with like working out outside and stuff, but I mean, I don't know. It's just, it's crazy because I'm not going to say the gym that I've been in, but they've done a lot of precautions, but they've closed Gold's Gym down. So all the pro athletes are at this certain gym that I've been at. But I mean, it's like, you can't tell, it's hard to tell fitness people they can't go to the gym. So, because it's not the same. I mean, working out in your house, you can't lift with heavy weights. So anybody that trains hard with weights understand it's just not the same.
Unless you're
and there's kind of the athletes are, they have a camaraderie about working together in a gym. I can't explain it unless you're a fitness person, but it's hard for us. And then it's a mental thing too, because a lot of people that are in fitness use it for anxiety. Like I personally have anxiety. I'm going to be honest. I have anxiety. I post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's the only way that I deal with it. And if I didn't work out every day, I mean, I'm not kidding you, I'd probably be a raging alcoholic. I would drink every day. So that keeps me from drinking, like, you know, a certain amount of wine, which, you know, I've learned to balance my life. But, you know what I mean? It's just people deal with their stress in different ways. And there's just so much, so many ways that this disease is hurting people without being the disease, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you.
You know,
I wholeheartedly agree with you. I mean, it's just one of those things that, you know, we just need to figure out a way to move on with our lives and try to find some resemblance of normal again. But who knows what that's going to look like or when that's going to be. But until then, everyone just needs to calm down. I mean, really.
Yeah, I'm just tired of everybody fighting and everybody's like so angry. And I've also realized that a lot of people that are just not the same during this. And I guess it's just the stress that's getting to them. And it's just, I don't know, this has just been the weirdest year ever. I need one of those suck it shirts for this year. It's like suck 2020, but it is like,
I should have done that.
Yes. Suck it.
I need to go and add that. I need to go ahead and make a separate one that says suck it 2020. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. I just gave you an idea. That would be beautiful. So, but it's funny. I was in CVS earlier today, and, you know, I'm going to put my Christmas stuff up by like probably tonight. And there were a bunch of, you know, those ornaments that say, you know, Christmas 2020. I'm like, ew. I don't want anything with 2020 on it.
Wants to remind themselves of that.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I do not want a Christmas ornament to remind me of this hellish year. So.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to, you know, I've tried to make the best of it this year. You know, I mean, thank God for my show, and, you know, it kept me sane, you know, this year. You know, 5 nights a week at 8:00, I had to come on here and talk to somebody like you or a musician or, you know, somebody else and just laugh about shit and not have to worry about, you know, sitting in front of my TV or looking on my phone, scrolling through Facebook and see another stupid freaking tweet or another post by somebody stupid. It's just like, God, can we just, you know, I get to come here and kind of disconnect from the world for a little bit. Well, kind of, even though we're live on YouTube, you know, disconnect from all that stuff and just have a conversation with somebody. Yeah, granted, I wish that we were face to face in a studio or somewhere else like that, or even at a brewery and just doing it fun ways. But unfortunately, that's just not what's happening, and we just got to figure out, you know, I mean, I'm just glad we have this to where we can do it like this, at least, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing the same thing on Movies and Review and More. Brian and I have been doing podcasts. Oh gosh, I don't even know how many shows we did. We did so many shows this year. It was crazy. And then we did do some live shows in the studio at the Mike House in Hollywood. But I mean, we had, you know, we had 4 people in the studio, and we, you know, everybody we took temperatures before you came in. You know, everything was disinfected. So, you know, we were safe. And, you know, but still, you know, you can't have a lot of people in the studio. So, but it was nice to be able to do, I think we did maybe 6 shows. So it was nice to be able to get in an actual studio and, you know, do something again than doing Zoom calls. Because it just takes that personal, like, what is that? What am I looking for? You know, the person to person contact kind of interaction with the Zoom, but you can get a lot more done in the positive way, whether it be business, whether it be a podcast. You know, I don't have to drive across town on the 405 freeway. I've got a meeting with somebody in Orange County, which is, you know, pain in the butt. Yeah. But you would think, and I don't know if you know this, but at the beginning of the coronavirus, there was no one on the 405 freeway. That didn't last long. LA traffic. That didn't last long at all. So.
Yeah, but then the opposite effect of things, like I was talking to a band out of New York City. I can't remember which one. I talked to a lot of bands that are in New York City in the last month or so, but he lives actually right in Times Square, and he can look out his apartment window and see Times Square. And he said that, like, it, you know, throughout the entire year, it's reminded him of that scene from the Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves, where he's standing in the middle of the one with him and Al Pacino, the one where he's standing right in the middle of Times Square, looking around, and there's nobody there. He said it's been like that since March. You know, you'll see occasionally a group of people come through, but other than that, Times Square is empty. And that in itself is insane to think about.
That's going to be really eerie to see that. I can't really even imagine it, how crazy New York is. I can tell you, though, that LA hasn't been that way. I mean, it's been dead, but like not like that. Like not like eerie, like, you know, there's no one walking around type thing.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, not seeing any crowd, you know, but seeing the balloons, seeing the performances still happen, that was eerie. You know, it was just like, you know, nobody's on the streets of New York right now. You know, how long the Macy's parade route is, and there's nobody there except for the balloon holders and, you know, the performers and stuff like that. And it's just like, that's insane.
Well, that's probably, I'm assuming that's how the New Year's parade in Pasadena is going to be this year. I can't imagine them having people there. I mean, I know Newsom saying that we're going to be in lockdown to the 21st of December. It's going past New Year's. It's not, we're not going to open up because we went through this before. I just don't think that, you know, 3 weeks is going to be the magic number. I'm not very positive about it.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, you know, sports has tried to come back this year, but every other week is a 1 or 2 or 5 games getting canceled. You know, you know, everyone's trying to bring it back. You know, some sense of normalcy, but it's like it's just not going to happen. You know, we just need to take a step back and say, all right, what can we do to fix this? Because what we're doing right now is not working.
Yeah.
No matter what anyone says, it's not working.
Well, and again, it's just not the same. It's like, it's not the same to watch, even on TV, to watch football on TV with the cardboard people. I don't know. I can't get over it. The cardboard people creep me out. I don't know why, they just creep me out.
Yeah, it is.
I just think it's weird.
Oh, 100%.
So, and then they have that laughter, or the, you know, the tracks in the background. I don't know. If I was like for this, I didn't compete this year. Because I just didn't want to go on stage with like an audience. I wasn't digging, you know, because I do bikini fitness and I do, you know, bikini. So I didn't want to really get on stage with, because part of it is the glamour of it, right? And so I don't know, I just kind of felt like having that mask on my face just kind of took away from it. I mean, I want to compete next year, and if that's what I have to do, I have to do it. But I just kind of just put a huge damper on the. It's not the training that gets me, it's the diet. I could talk about that because we don't really understand that in fitness, it's 90% your diet and then the weight training goes on top. Yeah. But just the diets that you have to do to compete on the NPC level, it's pretty strict. And I was like, am I gonna put myself through all this? And then I'm not gonna have an audience and I'm gonna wear that mask. And I was just like, I'll put it off till, you know, 2021.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I do not miss about, you know, competing in the physical world, you know, whether it be my professional wrestling background or my MMA background, that diet, I mean, because, you know, because I wrestled when I was a professional wrestler. I like to be a little bit bulky at 230, 240, but being that I'm only 6 foot 5'11", depending on whether or not, how my neck is feeling that day, I don't like fighting at heavyweight. I don't want to fight at a heavyweight. I'm not a heavyweight. So it was like I had to cut down to 180. So it's like I have to eat this way 1 week and train this way 1 week. And then, within a month, I got to get back down to this. I hated it. Hated it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a gym rat. I love working out. I have to be moving because I'm just too ADD. And I love training. I love lifting heavy weights, but the diet, it just, but I'm pretty fortunate that, I guess it's because I do work out the way that I do, but it's just, again, to get to the level that you have to be as lean as you have to be on stage, it just sucks. And I just get sick of chicken, and I get sick of having low carbs, and I get sick of and I do enjoy my wine. I'm not going to lie. I like to drink my red wine with dinner, and that's gone, for 12 weeks before a show. So it's just, no sugar. It's like people don't realize how strict it is, and it's not for everybody, because nobody looks like that normally. You don't if you have a normal diet. I'm talking about eating clean or eating healthy is different than a bodybuilder's diet when you're competing, and it's not necessarily the healthiest, which it's
really not.
It's not.
I remember when I was doing, back then I was hardcore on keto. I never did sugars or anything else like that unless it was like a cheat day. But I would only have cheat days if I was bulking. If I was trying to cut, it was minimal protein, this and that, and, watch my fat and this and that. But then in the moment it was bulking again, it was, okay, well, I can eat double my weight in fat every day and then eat the same amount in protein. So at some points I was eating, 400 grams of fat in a day and 400 grams of protein in a day to get bulked up. And people are like, how? It's like, I just eat a lot. It's ridiculous. Eating every, hour, an hour and a half, just putting something in your mouth. It was so bad to bulk, but then to get the chance to relax and, lose weight, that same diet, just eating less of it was fantastic too. But it's like, I got so sick of it. And like the last 7 years, since, 6 years since I broke my neck, it's just been like, oh, okay, this is what normal feels like.
Well, I'm gonna push myself to do it. Again, hopefully the vaccine will come out, and then things will get back to normal. I'm kind of upset that I didn't do it this year, but then again, it just wouldn't have been the same. So I don't know, it was fine. I've taken 2 years off of doing a show, and then I think it was kind of good. I don't know how many more of them I'll do. I'll always be into fitness, and I like to coach people on how to do the right things, but it's just a lot. I admire the girls that are pros at this, because it's a lot of dedication.
It is
a lot.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's why after I broke my neck, I chose the stand-up comedy path, because dad bods are acceptable, but the moment you get bulky and whatever else, you have a really bad career like Carrot Top. So I don't want to do that either. So I'll stick with the dad bod, and then I'll get laughs. That's the way to go.
Well, I think everything is in moderation too, and that's what I try to tell people, or try to teach people, that try to do the 80-20 rule. Like, try to have a clean diet during the week, and work out during the week, and then on the weekends enjoy yourself. Life is meant to enjoy.
Yeah. And
then people in the fitness world get too psychotic about being fit all the time too, and then they don't enjoy life because they're just it's kind of, they get into an addiction to it. And there are some fitness people that have issues with drugs or alcohol or whatever, so they've used fitness, but then that becomes an obsession, and then it's not healthy that way either. So anything you do obsessively, compulsively, where it's affecting your life and affecting your relationships with people, is not healthy.
Absolutely not. I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I've seen it all, with the two things that I've come from, I've seen that way too many times.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, let's talk about some more fun stuff here. So how's movie reviews and more going? So how's, that's been kind of, you guys have been everywhere this year, and, it's been kind of chaotic. So how's that going?
No, it's good. Oh, so we're on every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. We're on iHeartRadio. Every Tuesday. So I'm Brian's sidekick. I'm kind of like his Robin for Howard Stern. That's what he called me the other night. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I'll take that. So yeah, we've been doing, we do shows spontaneously, but every Tuesdays our shows go up on YouTube. So you can find us on Movies Review and more on YouTube. We're going to be doing more stuff with Sportamix. Sportamix is an app kind of like, or it's a social media platform similar to Facebook, but for sports. So, if you're a soccer mom or if you're a professional athlete, it's a way to, and it could be from fitness to soccer to football. It's just a way to connect with people in the world of sports. And I was able to interview, I think it was last year, interviewed Leigh Steinberg, who's the president of the company, and then Gene, who owns Celebrity Connected, is the owner of the company. So we're going to be working with them again in the next couple of weeks and promoting that app, because again, hopefully sports is coming back in 2021, which we're all hoping because it's normal. So we got that going on, and then see what else. I'm missing the red carpet a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I miss, talking to people on the red carpet. That's my thing. That's probably the thing I enjoy the most in entertainment, is just to be out there on the red carpet and interview people and talk about their projects and what they've got going on. I don't know. I just dig it. And I did it with sports and with movies, and just, I don't know, I miss being a diva on the red carpet. There you go. I'm admitting it.
Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I would ever be that type of red carpet guy. I think it would be really cool to be, but knowing how my interview style is, I would be one of those ones that would just piss off the celebrity and they walk away from me and I never get an answer. That's just me. But so for me, it's like I had a bunch of connections this year to get press passes to concerts. So that was that was my thing. I wanted to be backstage at concerts, interviewing bands and doing this and doing that. And that all went away. So I'm hoping next year to be able to get to do that. But as of right now, there's only a handful of things going on as far as musically going next year. And most of them are toward the end of the year next year. So who knows? It's just,
we did that too. I mean, the thing with Movies and Review More, that's why it's Movies and Review More. We cover fitness, we cover music, we cover sports. Obviously, we cover movies. We, have a bunch of different sponsors and different companies that we try to help out. I think we're going to do some virtual gifting suites coming up here, since we haven't been able to do the gifting suites either, to help these companies out. Because again, the gifting suites really help these companies get their products out in front of celebrities, and then the celebrities and the influencers can get that out on social media. Yeah. That's kind of been hard for them too, because I mean, they're still using the social media, but the gifting suites was a really good way to get their products out there. So we're going to see how this virtual gifting suite thing works, but I think it'll do well.
Yeah, it might. I mean, as far as like the virtual stuff goes, I mean, this year, everyone's been saying, well, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. I'm just going to wait, or, this or that. But, the ones that aren't trying are the ones that are getting forgotten about. I mean, the musicians or the actors or the directors that aren't even attempting anything at all to try to put something in the face of their fans are being forgotten about. I mean, regardless of whether or not it's their favorite band in the entire world, come next year, if they finally release something and finally do a tour, who's to say that there's still going to be, that anymore? Or, a favorite director or whatever else the case might be. It's like, well, okay, you forgot about us last year. You didn't even try. You didn't even socially distance a movie or socially distance a TV show or whatever the case might be. But now you expect us to jump back on that bandwagon as soon as you say jump. I'm not doing that. But, it's like, I remember back in, July, when everyone was so anti-virtual concert and anti-virtual this and anti-virtual that, I said, fuck it, and I'm doing a virtual concert series with a bunch of local bands. And those are some of the biggest hits I got on my freaking YouTube channel. I never get YouTube hits. Nobody ever watches my YouTube videos. They listen to my podcast. I get 50,000 downloads a day, but nobody ever watches the live video. The only reason I do the live video is because eventually it's going to turn into something else, and I'm trying to build the following now. It's slowly building, but that's what it is. It's going to turn into something epically awesome next year, but that's beside the point. But for now, like when I do a concert or something like that, then I get views. But it's like, okay, so obviously the people want it. You know, the reception that I've gotten, charity event that I'm doing has been crazy. I'm like, I am so nervous that I'm going to fuck it up somehow. You know, I'm going to hit the wrong button on OBS, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that and play the wrong one and not be able to get people in Zoom. And I'm so nervous because I know how big of a reception it's going to get. And, you know, people are clamoring for entertainment, you know.
Yes.
It's, you know, so whatever they can do, whether it's you, comedians, bands, actors, whatever, they need to do something because people are begging for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they are. I mean, it's just, and again, it's that, how can I put that? Going to a concert. I mean, it's like, who would have thought, like, this year would happen that you couldn't go to a concert? It's mind blowing if you really, really think about it. Like, I could never even imagine that I was living in this reality.
Yeah. So
that's why, you know, people are starving for it. Just, and, you know, can't go to the movies, and it's just, I don't know, you got to be inventive, or, you know, you got to look at other ways. I can't remember who I was talking to, but like anything that we're doing now is we got to find out other ways to be creative to keep things going. You know, you can't just stop it. You got what you're saying. You got to keep going forward.
Yeah. And
the people that are going to survive this are the people that are reinventing themselves and reinventing, you know, how to do things.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're gonna disappear. People are gonna forget about you, unfortunately.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, that's exactly been my motto this year. How can I reinvent myself? And, you know, it's been a constant reinvention for me. You know, weekly I'm changing something about this show. Weekly I'm changing about something about myself, you know, because, you know, this is my life now. This is the only thing I do. I don't do anything else. So if it wasn't for sponsors and viewers and downloads, I would be broke. So I've got to constantly be changing with the times and constantly be, you know, trying to be, you know, exciting. And if you're not, you know, reinventing yourself constantly, you know, you're just wasting time and wasting space, you know, especially this year. If you're one of the unlucky, you know, people that lost their jobs and is now living off a severance package or living off of unemployment and you can't find a job, it's been 6 months and you're still stuck at home, take a look back at yourself and go, what did you say you wanted to do when you were 6 years old?
Exactly.
What did you say? What did you want to do when you were 15, 14? What did you want to do? Do it. I don't care if you want to be an animator. I don't care if you know, want to try acting or whatever the case might be, or you just want to be a carpenter. Who knows? You have the time. You're lucky enough in some cases to have some type of stream of money coming in to where at least you can kind of keep your bills over your head. But if you're not able to find that job, why are you just sitting around and pouting? Find that passion again. And this is the year of opportunity as far as that kind of stuff goes, because if you can find that passion, you'll never work again a day in your life. You'll just be doing what you love and getting paid for it. If you can pull that off, that is amazing. And that's what this whole year has been about is, you know, consider this year, you know, if you're a religious person, consider this year Noah's Ark 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's time now we rise up and fix ourselves. You know, I'm not the religious person, but that's the best analogy that I can think of. So that, you know, that's what I'm saying. Now it's time to rise up and say, okay, what can I do better with my life?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it just is unfortunate. There's a lot of people that are just going to sit there and feel sorry for themselves instead of reinventing themselves.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And you gotta, it doesn't matter. I think life is a journey. You got to constantly reinvent yourself anyway and find, you know, things that make you tick. Because certain things that you like to do when you're younger, you're going to get bored with, or like you find out you have other talents when you get older. I mean, for example, like Brian laughs at me because I was like, I couldn't really do the red carpet stuff anymore. And it was more boredom because I couldn't get dressed up, to tell you the truth. So I started doing this TikTok stuff. Because I was like, okay, I want to get dressed up and put makeup on, and like, so I started doing those videos. But then I kind of found that I was going more into comedy, which I really not. I mean, I've always been kind of silly with my friends, but I never like put myself out there to really do comedy. And I kind of felt like, okay, well, I kind of found a talent, like I can make people laugh. And so I found something else about myself this year that I didn't really know that I have, and I really enjoy it. I like doing like these little goofy little skits and stuff. It's fun. So we'll see where it goes. But I mean, it goes along with my hosting and everything else. It's just, I can partner with brands and stuff to, on TikTok or Instagram or, whatever social media thing, which is what we do all the time anyway. But
yeah, but speaking of TikTok, a year ago, 2 years ago, I used to hate on TikTok. My daughter was one of the first
I
ones.
used to hate it too.
My daughter was one of the first ones on it, and she would always use the phrase TikTok star. Oh, well, they're famous on TikTok. And it's like, and I used to make fun of that all the time. I'm like, you're not famous and you're on TikTok. I mean, you're in this own little bubble. But this year has changed all that for me, because honestly, it has really been a lot of people's sources of entertainment. People can go on there and put on like a little, 1 minute comedy sketch, or a one little, a 1 minute, storytelling thing, or whatever the case might be. And then do like 5 or 6 episodes of that exact same thing, and keep getting people to come back and come back and come back. That whole, like, originally that it was founded on, that whole, dancing and singing and talking, singing, lip syncing and stuff like that.
Lip syncing
has kind of gone away as far as I can tell. Now it's like a lot of cosplayers, a lot of comedians, a lot of just people doing sketches and stuff like that. And I like that. And I've been really entertained by it. I can't knock it anymore.
There's an audience for everything on there. Okay. And you have to kind of find your niche. And I don't know how this happened. It kind of happened on accident. And you guys, Brian, I'm a rocker at heart. I freaking love like 80s rock. I just dig it. So anyway, I'm going to date myself, but anyway, anything with rock, I like to do. So I've been doing like this series of like just the 80s rock things, like just jumping up down. People like it. I think it's because everybody's on there is doing like hip hop stuff. And then here I am. I'm like, okay, I'm going to like do Poison. I'm going to do Guns N' Roses. But I mean, it's silly, but again, like things are so depressing right now that people sometimes like want to see mindless news, because I think it's important not to watch the news and watch all this negativity all the time, and just kind of look at silly stuff, because otherwise you're going to get really depressed.
Yeah.
So,
oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know how I did it, but I somehow ended up like on the dark side of TikTok.
Oh, there's dark.
what some people like to call kink talk. Where all the kinky people and the BDSM community comes out. I somehow found myself in the middle of that. So 90% of what comes up on my For You page is just people talking about kink. And it's like, okay, well let's explore my kinky side this year, Derek.
There's all kinds of kind of stuff on there. There's a fitness TikTok. There's a cooking TikTok. There's the comedy TikTok. There's political TikTok. There's a genre for everybody, but there's some people up there like that Bella Porch girl. I think, so she blew up overnight, and all she did was go like this.
I'm not even sure what she did.
she's got a really cute face, and she just makes these cute faces, and people like it. And again, it goes back to it's mindless entertainment, because everything has been so depressing, and sometimes people just want to watch silly stuff. And there's depressing stuff on that. There's conspiracy TikTok. There's like horror TikTok. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I follow, like I said, a lot of the I somehow ended up, like I said, on kink talk, but then I do like the horror stuff, and I do like the conspiracy stuff, and then the cosplay stuff. That is one of my favorite things. I mean, there's some great cosplayers on there that just absolutely passionate about what they do, create their own characters and do different things. And it's so much fun to watch them just, get excited about what they do. It's just so much fun. But I mean, one of the things though I have noticed about TikTok as of late though is and this will kind of go back into a political conversation, but not really, is on this app more than ever. And it goes against TikTok, actually, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram too. Don't get me wrong, but a lot has been with TikTok is that whole cancel culture. I see something that I don't like, so I'm going to automatically report it. I'm offended. And I've noticed this year, above any other year, the whole I'm offended, take this down, or fuck you, I'm out situation has been worse than ever. And
I totally, it's across the board on social media. So I had so I started my TikTok account in March. No, I'm sorry. I started in July. So since I've been on there, which I haven't been on there very long, but it's growing pretty fast, I already had 3 videos reported, and they're reported for nudity, and I wasn't nude. I was not nude on there. I was in a bikini, and like asked somebody didn't like it that I was in a bikini, and they reported me, and I just wrote back. I was like, there's nothing wrong with this, and then they put it right back up. But it's like, why? I mean, there's people on there. There's all these kids on there twerking and like all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, oh, I'm in a bikini. I do bikini fitness, and like, you're mad that I'm in a bikini. Like,
yeah.
I was like, okay.
I mean, I've seen like shit on there, about, somebody will do a video and then somebody will post a reaction to that video, but they literally say nothing. They don't say anything at all. They'll just laugh or whatever the case might be to that reaction, and then that video gets pulled down, but the original video doesn't. And it's just like, just a constant stream of people just being offended. And I've come to a conclusion that 95% of the things people are offended by is really not offensive. You're just offended. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I say things on here all the time just to get people to react to me. I say things all the time just so I can be canceled. I want to be canceled. I think it's hilarious because, why does everything have to be so freaking offensive? Why can't we just laugh? When did this whole turn happen to where now, we feel the need to run and tell mommy every time somebody hurts our feelings?
Yeah, or they don't like what you see. If you don't like something that if you see something you don't like on there, just scroll past it. You know what I mean? Or they have to it doesn't hurt my feelings. Or they don't have to they'll write like a nasty comment or something like, you somebody wrote on there, too much silicone. I'm like, okay, yeah, I have fake boobs. I'm like, whatever. Duh. You know what I mean? It's just like, but like, why go out of your way to like point something out like that out? Like, I don't know, like it's gonna hurt my feelings or something. It doesn't hurt my feelings. You just whatever, Yeah. But it's just stuff like that. I don't understand that why, and it goes again on all social media. If you don't like somebody's opinion, people just start attacking your looks, or they'll just like call you names, and I don't know. It's really bad.
It is really bad, and it's. As far as being somebody, especially like two of us like us who suffer from mental illness, that whole idea of being able to express yourself freely, kind of goes out of the window in some cases, because now it's like, oh, should I really post this, or am I about to get banned for something that I didn't even do? Or, it's like, or should I just go ahead and just say, fuck it, and, and not care? It's so stressful for me. Like, I'll get a hate comment on something and I feel the need to just destroy and trash this person. But it's like, no, don't do it, Derek. But and it sucks because I know that this person's going to get away with it and I can't. And it's like, it sucks. I have the same problem, because sometimes I'll get really angry and I'll be like, okay, I'm like you. I want to like rip them apart, but I'm like, you know what? That's not going to get them back. The best way to get somebody back like that is to just be funny about it and say like a funny comment back, and then they don't know what to do because you're kind of fighting them with humor, even though it's hard. Sometimes it's so hard for me sometimes, especially when people just say like off the wall stuff. I don't know. This one lady was just going on about like, I don't know. I did like a Guns N' Roses like
video, and she just was going on about, so how can this be on TikTok? I was like, what? I'm jumping around in a bikini. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I noticed for a while there, people were, if they had a bikini on, inside the house, their video would get taken down. But if they're wearing that same bikini out by the pool, it was okay. So it's like, if it's in the house, it's bad. But if it's outside, it's okay. It's like, it's the same woman wearing the exact same thing, but just because of the place that she's at, it makes it wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've gotten really, because I'm out because of what I do as far as being on the red carpet and having myself out there anymore. I don't get mad anymore when people like say stupid stuff or mean stuff, or like, I don't know, you're ugly, or I like, and a lot of times it just comes from a place of jealousy, and you're just like, what? Okay, whatever. You know, if you don't like the way I look, or you don't like me, you don't have to watch me. You can go watch somebody else. But I mean, it happens to like anybody that puts themselves out there, they're going to get attacked.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to look at it like, if they're attacking you, they're watching you.
Oh yeah, I
So
that's
if they're
one thing I love
watching
it.
you, they're a fan.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if you're hating me, that means you're thinking about me, and that's
Exactly.
You know, and
So
I use that to my advantage all the time.
Yeah, so if people are indifferent, then you know it's like it's not doing anything. But you can get material from your haters, you know. But it's just sad from the haters than your fans. Your fans like just secretly like you. They don't say anything, or they'll like send you a message privately. But it's like it's the ones that are hating that have to be the loudest. But I really think that the people that hate on a lot of people are just insecure with themselves, and they're not happy with themselves, so they're picking on other people to feel better about themselves. Again, it's a basic psychology, so you have to remember that too.
It really is. And then, you know, along with that, you know, going even deeper, you know, like you know, comedians, you know, people will pay tickets to go watch a comedian. So that means obviously they like that person. They know what they're getting themselves into, but yet they'll still feel the need to talk shit and, you know, ruin that person's performance because they're offended in that moment, even though they paid money to go watch this person. It's like, really, you are that shallow to where you knew damn well that you were going to go into a comedy show, and now you're offended, even though you know, well, I paid my money. I shouldn't have to be offended. Well, you're in a comedy show. You're going to get offended.
I don't know. I'm just not very PC. I mean, and sometimes people don't get me because I'll just say off the wall stuff and I don't really mean it. And then people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, well, it's more of a joke. So it's not like, I just don't take life that serious. I just don't, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not PC in any which way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, I am the complete polar opposite of politically correct. But I do it with a purpose. And sometimes I will say stuff off the wall, like I said, just to get that reaction or to really drive my point home. Like last week or 2 weeks ago, I did an episode on this. I'm not even going to give them the credit today, but there's this mom group that loves to hate on the LGBTQ community. And I did a whole 45-minute episode about them. And they, you know, they like to use the Bible and quote this and quote that from the Bible about being gay and blah, 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 blah. So in this commentary that I gave, I went extremely non-PC and I said, look, you know, if you're going to go ahead and quote the Bible, then we need to be completely honest here and not pick and choose what we're going to use from the Bible, because back then, during these days, women were, you know, lesser than men. They were not considered equal to men. So if we're going to go ahead and start quoting the Bible, let's go ahead and use that too. So technically right now, being that you're a woman telling me not to live my life the way I want to, you shouldn't do that. So you need to get back in the kitchen and make me some pie. And I said it just like that. And I got some hate for it, but it's like, listen to the whole thing. I was saying if we were going to do that. And I even said afterwards, I do not believe a damn word I'm saying right now. I'm just trying to prove a point. And people still just didn't even care. They were just like, oh, well, you said get in the, I'm like, yeah, again, it was a joke and it was to prove a point and you guys still don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, not everybody's going to get your sense of humor and, you know, there's nothing you can do about it.
No. No.
You're always going to have people love you and you're always going to have people hate you. That's just the way that the world works. So
yeah,
no matter what you do.
My wife was monitoring my email the next day, and she didn't even realize what I had said. And she looked at it and she goes, "Did you really tell women to get back in the kitchen and make them make you some pie?" And I said, "Wait a second, hold on. Let's go back. I want you to listen to this."
Yeah, listen to the content.
Listen to the whole thing, please. And it's just so much fun because I love when people pick and choose what they want to listen to and what they hear, and then they try to use it against you to just completely destroy you. And it's like, that's not what's going on here, guys.
Well, that happens in the media. That happens on social, like whether it be the mainstream media or whether it be just on Facebook. Like people will take stuff out of content and they'll try to destroy you. And then that to me just frustrates me, and it frustrates me when the media does it, especially because it's just irresponsible. Because you're taking a bit out of something and then presenting it, and then it becomes propaganda because you're not talking about the whole situation.
Yeah.
But
yeah, even going further than that with the media, it's like, who can we trust anymore? Where are we going to get reliable sources? We can't trust Fox News. We can't trust CNN. We can't trust MSNBC. We can't trust, any of them.
No.
Honestly, the most reliable news source that I've ever seen is, one that's not even based here in America. It's
RT?
No, the other one. The one that's based in it's the Muslim one. Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera gives like the most honest and raw, brutal news I've ever seen in my life. That is pretty sad that Al Jazeera gives us the most honest news than anyone else.
I mean, it's really sad that we're censored here. And then what drives me crazy, and and who knows what's going to happen with Facebook, because I think there's going to be some new regulations. But when people post up on there, they'll mark it as false news without really having proof that it's false news. And I'm sorry, like, isn't Snopes like one lady and her cat or something? I'm sorry, but it's like her and her husband or something and a cat.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I'm not going to trust what one lady and her husband and her cat thinks, to fact checking this. I don't know. I mean, it just, I don't even trust, I don't trust the fact checkers either. So I don't trust, I don't trust Fox. I don't trust CNN. I don't trust Facebook. I don't trust any of them.
Yeah. And the fact checkers, where are they even getting their facts from? Are they going
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's like, they may very well be honestly trying to find the right answer, but there could be 100 right answers, and which one do they pick? And it's just like, well, 95% of them are probably wrong, or they can take bits
and then
of
they're
truth.
doing it based on politics too. So it's like, I mean, this is why, like, I've always been I'm into conspiracy theories. I don't believe them all, but I mean, I like to watch stuff on conspiracy theories. I like to watch the news. I like to watch crazy videos on YouTube and stuff, and then make my own decision on what I think is happening, and that's 100%. What you have to do. I don't like this. Oh, the TV told me this is what's going on. I don't believe that. I gotta do my own research, and I've always been that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point now to where even on Instagram, using a hashtag is pointless because they've been turned off. Mm-hmm. Because they don't want to get false news out there. Well, okay, I'm sorry if I'm just posting the hashtag charity event. Why that should be turned off. I mean, it's sad that we're even in that to where I can't even be searchable outside of my followers to be able to grow or even promote something as good as a charity event, just because people are afraid of getting fake, political results or whatever the case might be out there in the world. It's like, shouldn't we be able to judge for ourselves, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think that anybody should really be censored on these platforms. I mean, it's just as kooky as Alex Jones is. It's like, whatever, you just like listen to it, and then you should be. I don't know. People need to be treated as adults and figure out their own for themselves. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to go on there and say, fuck Joe Biden, Donald Trump won, that's their right. That's their First Amendment right. Whether it's right or wrong, that's their First Amendment right to say, and they shouldn't be censored for that. I mean, should
yeah.
they be
I
hate?
mean, even if they want to say the aliens are coming back and we approve the alien, it's like, yeah, you should just like, it's freedom of speech. It's like,
Exactly.
right?
I mean, I've gotten to the point now to where, prior to all of this, even before this year happened, if I see somebody tweet something or Facebook post it, I will go and Google it and look at as many news sources as I can to verify what that person's saying. So what does it matter? I mean, who cares about what people are saying? There's other sources to verify that. Let them speak their mind, and if they're wrong, let them get the hate. It's funny to watch them get the hate. It's to sit back in the comments and eat popcorn and watch the shit go down, because I find that funny. But they're taking away that aspect of things as well, and it just sucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and there's people like, okay, used to watch Alex Jones for the pure entertainment, because it was, I mean, I don't know, I just got entertained by him. So why are you censoring my entertainment? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't believe everything he says, but I watch it because I just like to watch it.
I mean, it's the same reason why I follow Ann Coulter on fucking Twitter. I don't agree with anything she ever says, but the way she says it is just hilarious to me, and I enjoy the train wreck. It's funny.
I know Alex Jones gets so mad. He's like, I don't know. I just like to watch him have his fits. And I was just like, it just let me watch this ridiculous stuff if I want to watch it. You know what I mean? I don't know what the world's again. It goes back to the PC censorship and this. I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, but Alex Jones is a funny ass character.
He's hysterical.
What was it back over the summer when he was at that that lake or pool or some swimming park or something in Texas, and he's yelling at all the minor kids for wearing masks, and it's like, they're minors. Let them do what they want to do. You're yelling at kids, for crying out loud.
So he would just go on his rants, and he'd be like, and I guess his head was going to explode. I don't know. It entertains me.
It entertains me too. Like I said, that's why I follow Ann Coulter on fucking Twitter, just because it's so funny. She is like the ultimate guest I would love to have on this show, because it would be a fucking train wreck. And it would just go on for hours. She would never give up. Yeah. I could piss her off all day long, and she would never end the phone call. She would be like, nope, I'm going to prove my point, and it would be the greatest episode ever, and I would have so much fun with it. So, because I'm not a Republican, obviously, but I'm not a Democrat either. I'm kind of like very, very moderate. I go both ways. Because there's a lot of things I don't like about the Democrats. There's a lot of things I don't like about the Republicans. But this whole media shitstorm and the way things have been divided lately, everyone's making me laugh. And it's just, it's just a matter of who's got the best thing for me to laugh at today, because that's all I use it for. I mean, if you're going on Twitter right now, posting about this or that, I'm not watching it. But if you're on there posting about your political beliefs and you want to go ahead and spout off at the mouth on the most ridiculous shit ever, that's going to catch my attention. Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, I don't understand why people, if they don't agree with you, like, why do people get so mad? Like, if you vote for Biden or vote for, I just don't understand. Like, they're just so angry. It's like, you know what? Like, let just people have their opinion without forcing stuff down their throat, because they're not going to change their mind. This is what their opinion is. Just accept it.
Exactly. And that's why as soon as I see something like that and I see 10,000 comments, it's like, oh, let me go in here, and this is going to keep me occupied for an hour and just read the stupidity over. Well,
but you're right though. It goes both ways for the left and the right. People on the right will just go ape shit over, the Biden stuff, and the people on the left will go ape shit over Trump. And it's just they're mirroring each other. They don't realize that they're just, all they're doing is it's a mirror. They're just doing the same shit.
They are. But again, regardless of the cancel culture, or who's right and who's wrong, or the coronavirus or anything else like that, it's gotten to the point now where we're so divided that other countries are laughing at us. And, we're supposed to be the strongest country in the world. We're supposed to have, one of the strongest economies in the world. We're supposed to have the strongest this or that. And we don't right now, because, everyone's sitting there saying, well, our stock market prices are through the roof, so our economy must be going well. Well, here's the thing, everybody. The stock market has nothing to do with the economy. It has everything to do with CEOs and how much money they make. It has nothing to do with you at all. Unless you own stock and are able to get to that stock, it means nothing to you. So 95% of America, that whole, well, our economy is doing well because the stock market is false, because not everybody involves themselves in that, so that it doesn't affect them in any which way, shape, or form. Or, the fact, but aside from all that, the fact that we're so, like, down the middle on party lines right now, and we're just having so much infighting. It is a verbal civil war we're having right now, whether people want to admit it or not. We're not throwing well, some people are throwing punches, but it's not gotten to the point now where we're actually outside battling each other, but virtually we are, and we're so divided. And regardless of whether or not it's Trump or it's Biden, that gets inaugurated, we're not going to be a healthy country for a few years.
And people get mad at me. I don't really care, because I'm not, I say what's on my mind. I blame the media for this. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
I don't blame Trump. I blame the media, because the media has been one big propaganda machine, and it's almost like brainwashing. They just like boop, boop, every day turn on. It's like, they would just say, okay, for example, the Trump thing, orange man, bad, 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 bad. And then people hear this, and then they pick it up, and then if somebody likes him, then they hate him. And to me, it's just like, I feel like they program people on Fox News and CNN. Both, again, it's that mirror thing going on again with the programming of people, and people don't use their own brain to make their own decision. Exactly. And that's why I blame the media.
Exactly. And when the Republicans or the Democrats, call the other people sheep and stuff like that, and like, at this point, if you're really involved in all of this, all are sheep. If you're not standing on the sidelines, having a real conversation, and really trying to come up with your own opinion, then I'm sorry, you're part of the problem. You're right, white, red, or blue. You are a sheep that is causing more infighting than we need to have. And that's the honest truth.
I totally agree, because it's everybody's gonna have a different opinion about certain things when it comes to politics, but like, there used to be a time when you used to be able to talk about it. You can't talk about it anymore, and it's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah, and you're 100% right when it comes to the whole mirror effect, because 4 years ago when Hillary lost, all the Democrats say, well, Trump will never be my president. And the Republicans were all like, sorry, he is, deal with it. Now the opposite's happening. Oh, well, Biden will never be my president. And then the Democrats are like, sorry, you have to deal with it. And it's ridiculous. It's so bad.
Yeah, both sides do the exact same thing. So, and if you just sit back and just look at it, no matter what your political views are, like, well, this is just kind of a mess. And it's just, I'm a kind of person that I like a healthy debate. I like to debate with people's, policies and stuff. And I can't even debate with anybody without them like getting down my throat and start calling me names. So I just don't do it anymore.
Oh no, I get it. I completely get it. And I'm of the mindset of, please speak your mind. Don't hold back. But at the same time, at least be open to understanding. Because like, you posted something on Facebook, but you were upset about the bullshit that's going on in California. And it came across to because you were so angry about it. I could tell that it came off. I could feel your anger, but it came off as very Republican-esque, right, red, hardcore conservative. But then I'm having this conversation with you right now, and it's like, still wear your mask, do this, but I think the other stuff is hard. So it's like, hey, guess what, guys? It's, take what is being said on the internet with a grain of salt, because you're not hearing the whole story. So having these conversations is what we need to have.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, well, things don't piss me. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not PC. So sometimes I'll say something and I'll just blurt it out because I'm mad.
Yep.
Because I've always been moderate. I'm a moderate Republican, so I'm fiscally conservative. But but I'm like for everybody's equal rights and blah blah blah. Anyway, so what was I going to say? So yeah, but I try to see both sides in an argument. And I just think right now, I think both sides are just really, really toxic. So I'm almost thinking I'm a libertarian. Both sides are just nuts. They're both nuts.
Oh, I 100% agree with you. But
it's like,
but that was
the middle.
But that was the whole point, you know, of what I was trying to say, and with the whole point of what you've been trying to say this past hour is that just because somebody says something online doesn't mean there's not more to the story, you know.
Yeah.
And I brought up that, you know, right out of the gate because I knew that you were passionate about it, but then at the same time, you know, you were very moderate about it as well, and it's like, okay, you know, I knew what you were saying was just in the heat of the moment, and you were upset.
Yeah.
Which you have every right to say.
I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of people in California that are being affected really badly by all this stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. And then, you know, I get frustrated too. I get frustrated with the mask thing too because no one wears a mask right. Everybody's like, I see everybody's in there like, touching their face, pulling out. I'm like, no, like people don't get it. Like you're not supposed to touch your face with your mask on. It pulling out here. You're getting germs on your hand, and then you're touching your face, and then it's in your mucous membranes, and people don't think about that they're breathing germs, whether it be coronavirus or not. It's just not healthy.
You're 100% right. 100% right. One of my
drives me nuts.
One of my favorite things that I've heard this year, and I don't want to go on it for too long, but one of my favorite things that I've heard this year from multiple people is making people wear masks is just giving kidnappers better opportunities to kidnap your kids.
There's a lot of that, and then the robbing, and like, you know, then the, you know, people can like, you could think about it. It's easier to rob or like
that part I agree with.
Somebody.
But the fact that a kid is wearing a mask, whether they're wearing a mask or not, that kidnapper's going to be going after that kid. If they want him bad enough, they're going to take him.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's true.
That was my point. And besides, most of the time anyway, they're probably wearing masks. The kidnappers are going to be wearing masks anyway. So it's the same thing regardless. But, you know, they're trying to find every loophole or every opportunity to prove that they're right. But in reality, it's like, can't we just have a conversation? Can't we just do what's right here? You might never get sick. That is a proven fact. You might never get sick, but you know what? Your grandma might end up passing away. Do you really want to bring?
No, I mean, there's certain people they don't need to be around people, and you don't. Yeah, I just get frustrated because there's a lot of things that to me this don't seem that they are based on science. Like if you go to the airport and you go through security and you got your mask on, they make you pull your mask up, then you're touching your face. That just drives me crazy because then you're touching your face. Then I'll throw the mask away because I don't know. I have this, I just know that when you're touching this stuff, the virus gets to you through your mucous membranes, through your mouth,
correct,
your nose, and your eyes. So I'm just trying to use common sense that if you're touching dirty stuff and touching your face, these people aren't conscious of it. And I don't know, it just drives me a little bit nutty, but I won't get on it.
No, because about who's right or who's wrong or anything else like that. This whole conversation hasn't been about that. I feel this whole conversation. No, I'm just reiterating for the people at home, and not for us, because I think you and I know we're on the same page here. This whole conversation hasn't been about that. You know, for anyone that wants to say we're not. Terry and I have been simply saying this entire hour and 10 minutes that we just need to unify again. Yeah. You know, it's enough is enough. We just need to get back on the same page. I want to go to sporting events. I want to go to concerts. Terry does too. We want to be able to go drink at bars. We want to be able to go out with our friends. We want to be able to not have to worry about getting sick or getting somebody else sick anymore. Can't we all just put all that to the side?
I totally think if you're going to be in a business and stuff, you're the market. You need to be wearing the mask. I'm just saying people need to be more conscious of how they're wearing it for their own health.
Or people that wear it around their chin.
And a lot of people too a lot of people get anxiety from wearing the mask. I mean, there's other issues that people don't see. And to me, they're being selfish when they're not like listening to you on like what the reasons are, because there might be valid reasons. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like, again, have a conversation why somebody feels that way. Maybe they have like, you know, claustrophobic issues or something. And that's why it's like they don't want to, you know, wear it all the time. I mean, there's just different issues, or I don't know. That's where I
agree with you on that 100%, especially for people with claustrophobia and other stuff like that. But again, you know, regardless of all of that, political views, anything else that we've talked about this whole hour, you know, this whole thing is just, you know, it comes down to her and I are entertainers, And we had some fun joking back and forth and having real conversations. But the overall idea of this whole conversation again is unity, number one. But then number two, we want to get back to doing what we do best and entertaining, and we can't do that with all this infighting.
Yeah, people need to learn to talk to each other again and have a debate and come to solutions instead of fighting. Because right now nobody's coming to any solutions because all they're doing is throwing shit at each other. Sorry,
exactly. No, you can say whatever the hell you want on the show. But so stay off of Twitter and quit arguing. And the only reason you need to come onto the internet is to go onto YouTube and watch movie review and more, or come watch like a podcast. That's the only reason why you need the internet.
Just watch us crazy people. Yeah.
Just watch my show or their show. Either way, that's all you need the internet for. You just need 2 links: movie reviews and more, and Suck a Podcast. Everything else is null and void because that's all that matters. Terri, I love you. You're so much fun to talk to.
Oh, thank you. I had a blast on the show tonight, so I'd love to come back. It was fun.
Oh, we can. Oh, you can. You are welcome back anytime. You message me, I will make it happen because it's so much fun.
Okay.
You and I had great fun the last time we talked, and I had great fun with you tonight too. So, give Brian my love. Give Natasha and everybody else my love as well. Trixie, everybody, and we will definitely talk again soon because you're just so awesome.
Oh God, yeah. Thanks again for having me. I had a blast.
You too. Now I'll talk to you again soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys. And that's our show. It's a Monday. Kicked the week off right. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, for another edition of Suck a Podcast. It's between 2 different guests right now, or it could be both. Who knows? But I'm not going to say who it is because it's just, ruin the fun. But come back tomorrow for that. Wednesday, I do know, the lovely actress and comedian Sally Mullins will be on. That'll be a fun show to meet 2 comedians going at it. I love it. And then Thursday, up in the air right now as well. And everything's up in the air this week. It's just because it's so busy with the concert on Friday. I'm trying to make sure that goes off without a hitch. So I'm trying to make sure that we do everything right with that. So I might not have a guest on Thursday. If I don't, I'm not going to do a show. Next week is completely booked. We'll talk about that later. And going forward, it's going to be like that no matter what. But this week is just one of those off weeks because I'm putting all my love and attention into this this show that we're doing on Friday because it's so important for kids to make sure that they have, toys for Christmas. Like we were saying earlier, there's lots of people that are unemployed, can't buy shit for their kids. And that's sad. That's not right. No kid should not have something to open on Christmas morning. If you believe in Christmas. And so we're going to try to make sure that happens this week. Tomorrow for that. Come back Wednesday and Thursday. And then come back definitely 100% without a doubt Friday for the big event. 6 p.m. East, 3 p.m. West. Right here live on YouTube. 10 comedians, 12 bands, myself, Keith Tatnus McCleary, the Teachable Soul Podcast, Kat Daniels, and so many other great guests. Don't miss it. It's going to be fantastic. Guys, have a lovely, lovely night. I hope I started your week off right. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay happy, stay healthy, and as always, stay fucking heavy. Peace out, guys.